Well, 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 what do we have here? I've said before and I will say it again, come for Duchess Meghan and there will in fact be consequences. A couple of days ago I shared a video, yes that's moi, addressing how Brooke Shields went on some random UK podcast throwing shade to Meghan Markle, Meghan Sussex, Duchess of Sussex. And basically on said podcast, his name has just happened to elude me. She was addressing her appearance on a South by Southwest panel from 2024, last year, where Duchess Meghan and her were sitting with these other fabulous women talking about very important women's issues. Meghan shared her experience at how just 11 years young, she saw inherent sexism in some random dish commercial she wrote to the company, and the commercial changed it because she used her voice. Brooke Shields then went on some random podcast and thought it would be funny to share her POV about how she wanted to lighten the tone of the room. When in fact Meghan was asked the question by Katie Couric to share this story, but Brooke in her own words wanted to add a bit of comic relief because she didn't think that people wanted to hear such a serious, heartfelt story. Again, Meghan was asked to share this story, just as she was also invited, like you, Brooke, to be on this panel. But anyways, that podcast episode has mysteriously disappeared from the ether. Just 1 week after it was posted, she shut down with, and this is very interesting, King Charles's goddaughter, India Hicks. Now, India girlie, I don't know if it was my video that you got wind of, but it was a good move taking that podcast episode down. Because what we're not going to do, honey, is allow for the slander of one Miss Meghan Sussex.
There's a storm brewing in the world of celebrities, a storm that has Brooke Shields at its centre and Meghan Sussex caught in its path. Make no mistake, this is not your typical Hollywood drama. It's a controversy that has seen the internet explode with discussions, debates, and, unfortunately, a fair share of deceit. At the heart of this tempest is the alleged targeting of Meghan Sussex by Brooke Shields. This is not an accusation to be taken lightly, and it has stirred up quite the reaction. Let's unravel this tangled web a bit, shall we? The controversy traces back to a recently deleted podcast. Brooke Shields, a household name in showbiz, is said to have subtly criticised Meghan Sussex during the course of the podcast. The details of what was said remain somewhat murky, but the backlash has been clear and unequivocal. Enter Andrew DeVitre, a man not known for mincing his words. He has taken to his platform to denounce Brooke Shields' alleged actions, dragging her and her podcast co-host, India Hicks, into the light. DeVitre's criticism of Shields has been scathing, to say the least. He's called her out for her alleged lies against Meghan Sussex, and it seems he's not alone in his sentiment. Fans of Meghan Sussex have rallied behind DeVitre's words, praising him for standing up for their beloved Duchess. They've echoed his sentiments, labelling Brooke Shields as a liar and condemning her for her alleged criticism of Meghan Sussex. But what's fascinating, or perhaps disturbing, is the question that lingers behind all this. What was the motive behind Brooke Shields' supposed deceit? Was it a simple misunderstanding, a misinterpretation of her words? Or was there a more calculated intention behind her alleged criticism? The question remains, why has Brooke Shields chosen to target Meghan Sussex with these alleged lies? As the controversy continues to unfold, we can only hope that the truth will eventually surface. Until then, we watch, we wait, and we wonder. Brooke Shields, a household name, but not all that glitters is gold. Brooke has graced our screens for years, charming the public with her performances. But behind that veneer of glamour and fame, some believe a pattern of dishonesty lurks. Let's delve into the past to see if we can unravel the truth. First stop on this journey, the early 90s, Brooke was caught up in a media storm, accused of not being truthful about her relationship with a fellow actor. The saga unfolded in the public eye, with Brooke staunchly denying the allegations. However, the actor involved, with a reputation for honesty, painted a different picture, leading many to question Brooke's integrity. Fast forward to the mid-2000s, and we find Brooke once again embroiled in controversy. This time, it was over alleged misrepresentation of a charity she was promoting. Brooke's claims about the organisation's work were contradicted by reports from those on the ground, casting a shadow over her credibility. In the past decade, there have been other instances too, where Brooke's words have not matched up with reality. From exaggerating her involvement in environmental causes to making dubious claims about her health and fitness regimen, the discrepancies are hard to ignore. These incidents paint a picture of a pattern of alleged lies and misrepresentations. Now, with the recent controversy involving Meghan Sussex, It seems we are seeing this pattern re-emerge. Brooke Shields once again stands accused of spreading falsehoods. So what does this tell us? Well, it might indicate that the Brooke Shields we see in the limelight might not be the real Brooke Shields. That beneath the Hollywood smile and the glamorous persona, there might lie a tendency to bend the truth. Is this just another chapter in the book of Brooke Shields' alleged falsehoods? Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't. But one thing is clear. When it comes to Brooke Shields, things might not always be as they seem. Meghan Sussex, a beacon of strength amidst the storm. But why has she become the target? Let's delve into this. Meghan Sussex, a woman of substance, has always been known for her strong and unwavering stance on issues she holds dear to her heart. She is a vocal advocate for women's rights, mental health awareness, and racial equality. Her public persona is one of resilience, grace, and determination, characteristics that have endeared her to millions across the globe. However, it appears that this very strength and outspokenness have made her an unwilling target. Brooke Shields, through her subtle criticisms, has allegedly spread lies about Meghan, causing a storm of controversy. But why are these alleged lies so damaging and harmful? Firstly, they undermine Meghan's credibility, attempting to tarnish her reputation. In a world where public perception is everything, such falsehoods can have a profound impact. They can change how people perceive Meghan, and potentially influence her ability to effectively advocate for the causes she passionately believes in. Secondly, these alleged lies serve to perpetuate a culture of hostility and criticism towards public figures who dare to take a stand. They send a message that those who speak out, like Meghan, are fair game for untruths and misrepresentations. This can deter others from using their platforms to effect change out of fear of becoming targets themselves. Lastly, these alleged lies represent a personal attack on Meghan. They not only aim to discredit her professionally, but also seek to invade her personal life, casting a shadow over her personal achievements and experiences. This is particularly harmful, as it attempts to diminish the human aspect of Meghan, reducing her to just a controversial figure. Despite this, Meghan Sussex remains a figure of resilience, standing tall amidst the waves of controversy. She continues to inspire with her unwavering commitment to her causes, refusing to be silenced by the storm. Meghan Sussex indeed is a beacon of strength, shining brightly even in the face of adversity. Meghan Sussex remains a figure of resilience, standing tall despite the waves of controversy. Now, more than ever, it's crucial to separate fact from fiction. In a world where information is at our fingertips, it's easy to get lost in the whirlwind of narratives that flood our screens daily. It's a realm where truth and deceit dance an intricate tango, blurring the lines between what's real and what's not. Our responsibility as consumers of information is not to gulp down every piece of news we come across without a second thought. Instead, we must learn to critically evaluate the information that comes our way. It's not about taking sides or playing judge, it's about seeking truth, about standing up for what's right, and about not letting misinformation cloud our judgment. Let's talk about the recent controversy surrounding Meghan Sussex, Brooke Shields, and Andrew DeVitre. Instead of blindly accepting the narrative that's been spun, let's try to dissect the facts. So, what do we know? We know that Andrew DeVitre has called out Brooke Shields for her alleged criticisms against Meghan Sussex. We also know that these criticisms were aired on a recently deleted podcast, which supposedly targeted Meghan. Now, it's not about whether you're a fan of Meghan Sussex or not. It's about standing against the propagation of unverified information. It's about not letting someone's reputation be tarnished based on hearsay. Remember, every time we share a piece of information, we're either contributing to the spread of truth or fueling the fire of falsehood. We have the power to make a difference with the information we choose to share. We can either be a part of the problem or the solution. So, let's take a stand. Let's stand against the propagation of alleged lies by Brooke Shields. Let's not allow misinformation to overshadow the truth. Let's ensure that justice is served and the truth prevails. Share this video. Spread the truth and stand against the propagation of alleged lies by Brooke Shields. Together, we can make a difference.